Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Friday, the 27th of February. So, what are we going to talk about today? I thought we'd talk about you need to buy stuff that's going to make you money and not just looks good. So, stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric, if you didn't already know it. And yes, this is the weekday, Monday through Friday. Today is Friday. That's right, you guys made it. The 27th of 2026 of February. So, what are we talking about today? I'm talking about how do you go about buying stuff for your shop. And don't even stop there, go even farther. What do you do when you're buying stuff for your household? What I do for the shop is when I buy something, I look at will it make the job easier, faster, you know, less complicated, etc. And then I look at what is the price point on it, okay? And you guys have probably heard of El Chapo, the Mexican drug lord. Well, I'm El Cheapo, the U.S. citizen that buys right. I don't need to have a $500 set of headphones that I can do the exact same thing with the $20 one from Temu. I'm not looking to have prestige. I'm looking for the best bang for my buck. And will it do what I want it to do? That's the key in life is if you're buying to try to show off to somebody else, you're not buying right. If you're buying because you want to show the Joneses that you're keeping up with them, you're not buying right. If you're buying that makes you comfortable and makes your life easier and less complicated, you're on the right track. So let's relate that to the shop, When it comes to having, say, an impact wrench, I love my DeWalt's. Yeah, they're a little on the pricey side, but not really. You know, like the DeWalt, I've been tagging DeWalt in some of my videos. You may have seen it. Mainly because I believe in the product. I'm not a spokesman for them. I'm not a salesman for them. I'm probably the worst person to have promoting them. They just lost a bunch of sales because of what I've said. But they're proven. And I paid extra money because of the quality. I paid extra money because of the durability. And Claude just I had to swap out and give him a new drill. And we both have DeWalt's. He has DeWalt's down in the work bay where I put them. I have another set of DeWalt's that I have up in my workshop. And then I have a set of DeWalt's here at the house. And they're all 20 volts. Why 20 volts? Why not 21 volt or this or that? Because the 20 volts have shown me durability. Okay? So that's how I look at things when I'm buying it for the shop. I don't always look at the price. I look at how, I think to try to get anything equivalent to that DeWalt 20 probably would be a Snap-on. But what you're paying for the whole kit from DeWalt, you couldn't even buy the Snap-on Impact 3/8 drive unit. But Claude finally wore out one of the drills, and he uses it constantly. And the chuck started getting loose. He figured out how to get that tight. And then now it just grinds. So I gave him mine from the house. Because, you know, that thing has lasted since '07. Yeah. That's how I tend to buy stuff when it comes to the shop. Whether it's tools, whether it's inventory, doesn't matter. When it comes to inventory and supplies, I'm willing to give a little bit more money for quality, but it has to show me how it's better than the other. All right. And then I do pay a little bit more for convenience. What am I saying by convenience? All right. Let's take engine oil, 10W30. Okay. Now, most of the new units that are out there require synthetic. It's been proven that synthetic will make your engine run better, faster, longer lifetime, right? Yes, it's a few more cents than the regular 10W30. So you can do one of two things. You can bring in some 10W30 regular, have it there for the older machines, and then you have 10W30 synthetic for the newer machines, or do like I do. I get it by the 55-gallon drum. I just take and I buy 10W30 synthetic right across the board. Why do I do that? Because it's a lot less, it's more convenient. Doesn't matter what jug you're getting it from per se. It's all synthetic in my shop. And what I normally do is I've got a gallon jug, and we have a hand crank on top of the 55-gallon drum, and we'll fill that jug up and then pour from that. And then we have the quart jars where if we're working on something that's right there next to it, next to the barrels of oil, we'll just use the quart glass jar and put quarts so we can keep track of it. That's what I mean by convenience. And I know that the 10W30 synthetic, even though it costs a few more bucks, is even helping the older engines. You know, keeping it better lubricated and better shape. Same thing goes for my tools, my hand wrenches and stuff. I mean, my main set is all Craftsman. And that's mainly because that's what my wife bought for me years ago for a Christmas gift. Was she got me a Craftsman tool set, and they've held up. I think I've only had to swap out a couple ratchets and stuff, but I don't even know if they're guaranteed for life anymore. They were back when I bought them. But I've kept the one tool thing as much Craftsman as possible. Now, going out and buying tools today, what am I buying? I'm buying either Harbor Freight or Temu. Why? Because the quality is there. The same quality you're seeing in Walmart and Lowe's for their off brands is the same quality you're getting at Harbor Freight and Temu. And actually, Temu is cheaper than Harbor Freight. Do you get some really cheap tools at times? Yes. Are the quality not there? Yes. You know, the old adage, you get what you pay for kind of applies to a certain extent. But as I explained to my son, because he's all Snap-on, will that wrench, will that impact driver, will that anything do what my wrenches won't do? I mean, I'm trying to figure out, is it why Snap-on? Well, everybody else in the Ford garage has Snap-on. I understand that. But tools are going to make you money. But if you end up buying tools at a crazy price, you become indebted to Snap-on making their monthly payments so that you can get more of their tools. You see what I'm saying? Because they give you payment plans, they give you all that kind of good stuff, right? And they're more than willing to help you out. Up to the mines, I remember most of the guys up there, they had name brand quality tools underground. And then there was this one mechanic, Bruce, and he was younger. And what the mines did for mechanics is they gave them a allowance for tools. It was required that you supplied your own tools, but they gave you a tool allowance to go out and get what you need for underground, okay? That way, if you were buying a tool to be used at their workshop at 2,500 feet underground, then they were kind of helping the mechanics out. So the deal was, is Bruce, when they first hired him on, he took his tool allowance and went out and bought a complete set of Craftsman. Everything he needed with just that one tool allowance. And the guys kind of laughed at him, joked at him, everything else. But the kid was a whiz when it came to mechanical stuff. He didn't need top of the line tools. All he needed was a good set of tools. And there are actually 2 of them out of 7 in the 2,500 shop that would ever leave that 2,500 shop and go out into headings to work on stuff to get it back to the shop, to get it running, or to replace hoses or what have you, you know. And I asked him one day, I said, why aren't you running the same tools as the other guys? And he said, the tools aren't going to make me money if I'm paying stupid money for them. The tools are just that. They're tools of my trade. And these tools here are making me money. I didn't have to pay a dime for them. The mines paid for them. And I don't have to go out and buy any more because they're giving me a tool allowance to go buy more crap to put in it. And he said most of the time, after a few years, he took and was taking that tool allowance and just putting it in his pocket for Christmas money for his kids. Because he didn't need it. He had all the tools that he wanted and needed. So I mean, do I buy one-off tools at times? Yes. I've told you that on the channel, that there are tools that I buy, specialty tools, that we may only use once since I bought them. But that once was worth what I had to pay to get that job done. Now it sits there, so if we ever have to do that job again. But like on those jobs where it requires a specialty tool, that goes into the bill to the customer. An added expense. An added expense that it's a one-off. I don't need one I'm using every day in the shop. If it's something I'm using every day in the shop or once a week in the shop, I will pay for it. But if it's something to fix a customer's machine and we've never seen it before and we haven't seen it since, that's why I bill the customer for it. And usually I'll do it with labor. Instead of coming and writing on the bill that I'm charging them for that tool, I'll add, either a quarter or a half hour labor to pay for it. Is it right? Yes. Because we have no use for that tool other than to do that person's equipment. We'll have it in the future, and if they need stuff worked on and we use that again, we aren't going to bill them again. It's been billed out already. The tool has. So what are tools that you guys can think of that are one-offs that you guys have bought that never gets used again? It's something you needed at the time, and now it just sits. I'm a firm believer in having the right tools available. If you don't have the tools, you can't do the job. But I'm also a firm believer in you don't need a lot of stuff that you're not going to use just to fill your man cave. Buy the tools that you need. Buy the tools that you want. And buy the tools that you can afford. That's the biggest thing. I'm not saying not to go out and buy top of the line. Not even close. I know a lot of people, including Claude, that was their livelihood in the auto industry, and he bought all Snap-ons when he was in the dealerships working on cars and stuff. And he said it was convenient. The Snap-on guy would stop once a week, and if he had anything get busted, they'd replace it. They had payment plans so that you could buy things. And he said at that dealership that the specialty tools were required that the mechanic buy it. And see, I have a different philosophy at my shop. Most of the tools that are at my shop, I own. And when we first started, Claude had all of his own tools. And then we had the fire, and he put in with my insurance company and got paid for the tools that he lost in the fire. But I took the insurance money and I equipped the new shop with all the tools because he lost his in the fire. So I put all brand new tools in there, everything, so that if I want to just lock the door, I can, and everything in it is mine. And I don't require, and I never thought that if, like with a dealership, if the dealership, if it's a specialty tool, me as a dealership would want to own that tool so that if a mechanic left for a better job somewhere else, the tool didn't go with him. That it stayed at the shop for the other mechanics to use. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, if it's a one-off or a specialty, I think the shop should pay for it and not the mechanic. A lot of times people get into that thing of wanting to compete with the Joneses. And that is, if Joneses got it, I got to have it too. I've never been that way. I've been where I wanted the best of everything. But I never compared myself up to other people or what they have. It's not my forte. I get what I want. I'm comfortable. I can afford to get what I want. And I'm not looking for someone else to show me something that I think I might need to have a better life. You know, it's kind of like with this channel here. I've been getting different ones. YouTube has been showing me different ones that would like to team up and pair up and do advertising and stuff. And at this time, I'm not really that interested. But I thought I would take a look yesterday while I had some extra free time. And some of them were like, this one company is selling wireless headphones. Okay? And the wireless headphones are on special for $459. And they'll take 10 payments of 45 or 11 payments. Who in hell would pay $500 for a set of headphones? Not me. The only time you're going to see anything advertised on this channel is if it's something that I believe in and that I use. Not something that is going to get me commission or anything else. It's going to be something that I think that is worthwhile to share with you guys. Other than that, no, I'm not interested. So, I mean, I went through and I looked at a lot of the things, a lot of the advertisers that YouTube has paired with me or whatever, and I didn't see any fit. I mean, there was a truck company that make tonneau covers and stuff like that. There's Lowe's Home Improvement. I love Lowe's. I've got a Lowe's business account, and I buy a lot of stuff through them because I believe in them and I've used them for years, and I've had really good luck. Now, when it comes to Lowe's is more than just, a lumber yard. They have specialty tools. They have all that kind of stuff. If I'm going to advertise something, it's going to be something that I believe in, that I use, and that I think is a worthwhile investment. If I don't believe that, and I can't believe in the product, or I think it's a piece of crap, don't ask me to advertise it, because I'm not. I won't. On that note, you guys have a great Friday, and we'll see you here bright and early Monday morning. I'll see what the weekend brings. Got to get these 3 tractors to the shop and get 2 of them gone next week. On that note, you guys have a great Friday.